before smartphones, before therapy, before anyone talked about their feelings. There was a man in your house who never said much. He was already gone when you woke up. Every morning, without fail, before the sun came up, before the coffee finished brewing, before anyone else in that house opened their eyes. He was already out the door. You'd come downstairs and see it. The cup in the sink, rinsed clean, the chair pushed in, the newspaper folded exactly where he left it. And you knew. Dad was already at work. That was your father. And if you grew up in America in the 1950s, you know exactly the man I'm talking about. He wasn't complicated. He didn't have a therapist. He didn't journal. He didn't talk about his childhood trauma over dinner. The word stress wasn't even in his vocabulary, not because he didn't feel it, but because he didn't have the luxury of naming it. He had a family to feed. His father had lived through the Depression. Maybe his father before that had come off a boat with nothing but a last name and a willingness to work. And somewhere in that bloodline, a very simple understanding was passed down, man to man, without a single word being spoken. You show up, you work, you provide, you don't complain. That was the whole philosophy. No book, no podcast, no life coach, just that. He wore the same 3 shirts, rotating. He drove the car until it died. He ate whatever was put in front of him. He took 1 vacation a year if you were lucky, packed everyone into that station wagon and drove somewhere within a day's reach, because that's what you could afford. And he never once made you feel like it wasn't enough. Because to him, it was enough. You were enough. Having you all under one roof, fed and clothed and safe, that was the whole point. That was the success. Let's talk about what that man earned. In 1955, the average American factory worker made around $4,000 a year. $4,000. And with that, $4,000, your father bought a house. He made the car payment. He put food on the table every single night. He kept the heat on in winter. He sent you to school with decent shoes. And your mother didn't work. Not because she wasn't capable. She ran that entire household like a general runs a campaign, and anyone who says that wasn't work has never raised 4 children on a tight budget with no help. But she didn't have to go out and earn a second income. His paycheck was enough. 1 man, 1 job, 1 paycheck. And it was enough. Think about that today. Really think about it, because right now in 2026, 2 people working full-time, 2 college-educated adults, 2 salaries, 2 sets of exhaustion, and they still can't afford the house your father bought on a factory wage. Something happened. Something fundamental shifted, and your father's generation didn't see it coming, because in their world, work paid. Work was supposed to pay. That was the deal. And for a little while, for that one beautiful window of American history, it actually did. Now here's the part that gets people. He never said, "I love you." Not easily, maybe not ever. If you heard it once, from your father's mouth, you probably remember exactly where you were standing, what the light looked like, what he was wearing, because it was that rare. That's not because he didn't love you. Lord, that man loved you more than he would ever know how to say. It's because nobody taught him how. His father didn't say it to him. His grandfather didn't say it either. It simply wasn't the language they spoke. They spoke a different language entirely. They spoke in showing up. He showed up to every game, stood on the sidelines in his work coat because he came straight from the job and didn't have time to change, but he was there. He showed up when the car broke down, no matter what time, no matter what he had to do the next morning. He showed up when you were sick, quietly, sitting on the edge of the bed, hand on your forehead, not saying much, just being there. Because that's what you did. He fixed things. That was his love language before anyone invented the term. The leaky faucet, the broken screen door, your bicycle chain coming off at 7 in the morning before school. He'd kneel down in his good pants and fix it without a word, and then stand up and ruffle your hair, and that was it. That was "I love you" in his language. You understand that now. Maybe you didn't then. Maybe you spent years wishing he would just say it. Maybe there were fights, silences, distance. Maybe the two of you were more different than alike, and it took decades to find your way back to each other. Or maybe you never quite did. But you understand now. He was doing the only thing he knew how to do. He was being what the world told him a man was supposed to be. Strong, silent, present, providing. And he gave you everything he had. There was a rhythm to him. A daily rhythm so consistent you could set a clock by it. Up at 5:30, always 5:30. You'd hear it even when you were half asleep. The bathroom light clicking on, the water running, the sound of him moving around the kitchen in the dark. He never woke anyone. He was careful about that. He ate the same breakfast. Probably eggs, maybe toast. Coffee. Always coffee. Black, no sugar, because that's how his father drank it, and that's how he drank it, and that's just how it was done. He left the house before 6. Kissed your mother on the cheek. Or maybe he just nodded, depending on the morning, depending on the man. And then the door closed, and the house felt different. Quieter, like a certain kind of gravity had left the building. He came home at 5:30, give or take. And there was dinner on the table. Your mother had timed it. She always timed it, because that's what you did. And everyone sat down, and he asked maybe 2 or 3 questions about your day, and he listened to the answers. And that was the conversation. Not because he didn't care. Because he was tired in a way that went bone deep. A tiredness that 8 hours of sleep never fully fixed. A tiredness that was just the cost of being the one who carries everyone else. After dinner, he sat in his chair. His chair. You all knew it was his chair without being told. He watched the news, maybe a ball game. He didn't talk much. He was quiet in the way that solid things are quiet, not empty, just still. And by 9 o'clock he was in bed, because tomorrow was 5:30 again. 300 days a year, year after year after year, for you. Here's something you probably didn't know when you were a child. Your father was scared. Not the scared of horror movies or dark alleys. A deeper scared. The scared that visits a man at 3 in the morning when everyone else is asleep. When he's lying there staring at the ceiling running numbers that don't quite add up. Wondering if he's going to make the mortgage this month. Wondering if that cough your mother has is something serious. Wondering if he's doing enough. Being enough. Giving enough. He never told you. He would never have told you. Because his job, the most important job he had, more important than whatever he did at the factory or the office, was to make sure you never felt that fear. His whole purpose was to be the wall between you and the uncertainty of the world. And he was. You slept soundly as a child, didn't you? You didn't worry about the bills. You didn't know if money was tight. You just knew there was food, there was warmth, there was a roof, and underneath all of it, there was him. He carried all of it, so you didn't have to feel any of it. That's what love looked like in 1955. At some point, the roles reversed. Maybe slowly, maybe suddenly. Maybe it was a health scare, or a retirement that took something out of him, or just the simple passage of time, and you started to notice things. The way he'd gotten smaller somehow. The way he moved more carefully. The way he'd pause before answering a question, just a half-second longer than he used to. And you wanted to say things. All the things you'd never said, all the things he'd never said, this whole lifetime of unsaid things sitting right there between you? Maybe you said them, maybe you didn't. Maybe you ran out of time. If you still have him, if he's still here, call him today. You don't have to say anything profound. You don't have to have the conversation you've been rehearsing for 20 years. Just call. Just let him hear your voice. Because here's what you know now that you didn't know then. He was just a man, doing his absolute best, with everything he had, for every single one of you. And there will never be another one like him. If your father was that man, the quiet one, the early riser, the one who showed up without being asked and left without being thanked, share this video. Not for the algorithm, not for the views. Share it because somewhere someone else had that same father. And they need to hear this today. And if he's gone, if you're watching this and he's been gone for years, just know that he knew. Whatever you didn't get the chance to say, he knew. They always knew.